finally gets around him. Interesting battle considering it's well back for 9th place. That's Robbie Gordon in 10th, just behind. 1 minute he seems to tiptoe, and then suddenly he moves past somebody.
Which is an example of a driver measuring up the moves he can make. Remember, he has to think at the end of this race, so he has to think of championship and consistency, because if he makes a mistake here, then of course his championship chase becomes that much more difficult.
Let's go back and look at it again. Jack and Jill.
Now, who was that, Paul?
Jack and Jill, there they are.
Remember
Jill
this.
and Jack.
This is together at 150 miles an hour. The slowest point they reach is 146. Now they're side by side. Speed increases, 185 miles an hour. They both turn into the left-hander. DeFerrin obviously doesn't want to make it easy. Oh, look at this here with Gordon.
Gordon, Fabi. Gordon has to pull high to let the rest of the battle through.
Gordon got in deep trouble there. He got so...
Get after them now. Get back in your rhythm.
You heard what Derek Walker said there. Get back in your rhythm. That was Gordon. Back to Derek Walker.
Got Michael coming up behind you. He's about +4. Michael behind you.
So Robbie's complaining he's
I
loose.
think everybody else is too. Just everybody's caught up in traffic. Just hang in there. Don't give up an inch.
I'm going a lap down. I'm going a lap down because I'm so loose, he says.
Have you tried softening the rear bar? Tried the weight jacker?
Listening to Robbie Gordon as Derek Walker gives him some options.
Got and Michael on your tail.
Michael's going to fly by him here. This is going to be no trouble.
Interesting that there goes Michael. You're right. Frustration of a driver.
Derek mentioned a weight jacker. Robbie Gordon inside the cockpit can jack weight onto the left front wheel, which actually makes the back more stable. Gordon says he's trying everything. Look at this. Look how easily Ribeiro just flies down the inside.
But interesting the way the two-way radios pay off, because it seemed obvious that Robbie hadn't tried that to its fullest extent until Derek reminded him.
Sometimes you get so busy trying to hang on and save your life and keep the car off the wall, you don't have time to remember everything.
Keeping an eye on Paul Tracy, Jacques Villeneuve now runs in 9th place. Jan Beekes.
Well, if you're wondering why he's so much more racy than he was earlier, he was another one of those guys, just like Robbie Gordon, that went loose. So when he made his pit stop, Barry Green says they took a ton of front wing out of it. He's much happier with the handling of that car now.
Well, he's proving his performance. There's no question about that. The order, Michael and Ribeiro, 1.2 seconds back. Then Vassar. Paul Tracy is 4th. Unser Jr. is 5th. You ride now with 4th place, Paul Tracy.
Example there, Vassar gets inside Gugelmin. Tracy doesn't quite make it. Vassar gets away. Tracy now forces the issue.
Paul Tracy finally gets past Big Mo. Let's go to Gary.
I'll tell you, he's happy right now for the first time. He says this car's really come into neutral. What they mean now, he's right at what they consider almost a perfect balance. That's what's made Tracy such a great contender the last 2 years in his dramatic battles with Nigel Mansell and Al Unser Jr. He loves the way this car's handling right now, and I think you're seeing it as you ride with him.
Back on board with Paul Tracy. Jacques Villeneuve just moved around Teo Fabi. Go back up to the front. Michael Andretti, Andre Ribeiro. And look at Ribeiro.
That's Teo Fabi, Paul. He's in trouble. He's a lap down now.
Yeah, Jack just really screamed around him a moment ago. But look at Ribeiro. Ribeiro is now up to challenge.
Superb race by Andre Ribeiro here. Oh, he's quick down the straights. He loves that inside line. Firestone tires on that Reynard versus the Goodyear tires on Michael's car.
Comparison of power here on the backside. Honda, Ford, Cosworth. Last lap speeds tell the tale of what might be inevitable here.
It's Cheever in Foyt's car. Too slow, moves to the high line.
For the outside position. Remember, he tends to favor the inside, though.
He does, but I think Ribeiro has the speed now over Michael. Now it's a case of trying to pick your spot.
Paul Tracy's just moved around Jimmy Vasser for third. Tracy moving up too.
Michael will try and make it as difficult as he can because track position is so vital here if he can keep Ribeiro behind him.
49 laps since the last pit stop. Should be another 12, 13 laps before anybody's ready to head for the pits. But Teo Fabi, who has been having some problems, has headed for the pits early. Jan Beekes is right there.
Paul, he's bringing it in because the car is very, very loose. So they're going to change the 4 tires, try and change the stagger on the car, and we're watching carefully. I'm surprised they're not going to change the front wings. No change on the front wings, just tires and fuel for Teo Fabi. Hopefully just the stagger will be a big enough change. Somehow I don't think so.
Back up front, Michael Andretti still being pursued by Ribeiro. Paul Tracy now third place. He moved around Vasser. Plenty of traffic now lies ahead. And again here, Derek Daly, what you suggested at starting. Aggression is a key, but who's going to have more of it in this battle?
Oh, it will be a proverbial traffic jam in about one more lap because Fittipaldi, Tefera, and Villeneuve are all in their own private battle, so they will not want to back off too much despite the leaders being right behind them. Ribeiro's the man that's in uncharted territory here. He's learning on a huge learning curve today.
Emerson Fittipaldi, 9th place, about to be lapped as the leaders come up on him. But the real battle is right here.
You see Ribeiro change his line there. He went out.
Oh, look at that. Boy, right under braking, Ribeiro almost had him, but then he gets caught up behind Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi lets Michael down to the inside. Now Ribeiro's caught up behind him. Ribeiro has to look for room, and Michael gets away.
I don't know what that felt like in the cockpit, but that looked downright dangerous from where we are here. We're a long way away, but Ribeiro tried to make a move around the outside and almost got himself in deep trouble. Here he goes again.
Ribeiro now comes up on the right rear, then looks to the inside. From excitement to terror to excitement in less than 20 seconds.
He is so confident right now. The key is do not let the confidence override the power of the vehicle. Do not think this car can do more than it can do. Michael is so difficult to pass in a situation like this.
And Michael knows the traffic.
Well, Michael knows all you need to know on an oval track like this, but Ribeiro is in a faster car right now.
Clear of that first bit of traffic that they had to deal with, but look at Ribeiro. Ribeiro now moves to the outside, gets very, very high, And he can't get it done.
Oh, remember, this is 150 miles an hour off these corners, and they are inches apart. There he goes.
Ribeiro takes that line that he favors, ducks to the inside, takes the lead. At the same time, the black flag is going to come out for third place, Paul Tracy. They're seeing some smoke on the car, and they want to take a look at it. So third place will come out. Jimmy Vasser will come back to third. What a pass, though, by Ribeiro.
What a move by Andre Ribeiro, the man who has so little experience in these conditions, leading races on an oval like this. What a great, spectacular afternoon he is having. He is brim full of confidence, and that car is brim full of speed.
Let's move back to Paul Tracy now and keep an eye on his car. See if we can figure out why they may be giving him the black flag. What might be the problem as we pass the halfway point now. And here is Tracy answering that black flag, heading down into the Newman Haas pits all the way down at the far end. And Gary Gerald's there to watch. Gary, you have any idea what they're looking for?
No, they know no more, or at least they've indicated no more than what we heard from the IndyCar officials, and that's the fact that there was some smoke there. Boy, Tracy's hot. He did not like the fact that he was called in. They're taking the usual precautions of changing the rubber. And no, at the back of the car, the official is pointing, saying no. And at the front of the car, Tracy wants to go. An official won't let him, won't move. Tracy gestures desperately, but he is not going to go anywhere, according to these officials. At the back of the car, pointing emphatically, saying something back there. We're at the front of the car. Now the crew runs back to look as well. Billy Camphausen comes in. He shakes his head, waves his hand.
No, you're not going anywhere.
It's over for Tracy. And boy, this team and this driver is not happy.
Well, let's stay with this, see exactly what it is. Ribeiro still running in the lead. We'll track him running in traffic. They're going to take the cowling off. The team doesn't want to give up on this yet. There's Ribeiro as he comes up to lap Jacques Villeneuve.
Look at this in the cockpit. Look, Billy Camphausen and Tracy literally were nose to nose as Tracy had thrown the steering wheel. He grabbed at the hand of Camphausen, and there was an animated discussion. It may continue as Tracy's now out of the car. Boy, emotions running real high.
And Billy Camphausen, of course, in the worst position of all, being the one who has to call that infraction. We yet do not know what the reason was to pull Tracy out. We should know in a few minutes. Paul Tracy absolutely livid, having had such a spectacular run all the way to third place with a car that he thought, and we thought, looked like was getting better as the race went on.
Now they come down, they take a look still at the back end, and we're still looking to try and determine exactly what the problem was. Ribeiro out in front, but this was what gave Andre the lead of the race. And boy, look at how fast he just stuffed it down the inside and took the lead. We'll be back. Should be due for a pit stop anytime now by this, the leader of the race, Andre Ribeiro. 69 laps since his last stop. Official reason now being given for Paul Tracy's being yanked out of third with a black flag is an oil leak, Gary Gerald.
Well, here's Paul Tracy now, and he's had a chance to kind of collect his thoughts.